Watt towards the Mr. Marlsbridge leading them though in the centre, just towards the right Selby as they come to the first Stone Park, and Selby's gone and brought down Stone Park. Selby has gone, has brought down Stone Park very clearly at the first, and now coming to the second. And as they do so, Mr. Marlsbridge, one of the leaders from Brown Barman and Captain Parkhill, and also well up, and a fall of their Game Laddie. Game Laddie has gone at the second. So 15 left in it now and coming to the chair. And as they come to it, it's Castle Arch and Mr. Marlsbridge from Brown Barman. Just in behind them come Cabot over on the far side, Magic Tip at the chair. Mr. Marlsbridge lands in the lead, makes a bad mistake there, but gets away with it. And they're all safely over the chair. Mistake there by Grand Cru in rear, and coming down to the water now, and it's Castle Arch and Mr. Marlsbridge together. From Captain Parkhill on the near side, then Magic Tip, and then Brown Barman. Then Cabot on the inside, and Daviett, and behind them a mistake there by the grey in rear, Willie Watt. And as they go out into the country, 15 runners only. Mr. Marlsbridge from Castle Arch in second. Magic Tip is third. Cabot on the inside is fourth, with on the outside Brown Barman. Just in behind Brown Barman is Tough Nut Prince, and behind Tough Nut Prince is Blackwater Bridge. Willie Watt is the back marker, and as they cross the Melling Road, we join them with John Hanmer.
And Mr. Marlsbridge is in the lead from Castle Arch and Magic Tip, then Daviett and Captain Parkhill and Brown Barman towards the outside. Cabot well up there towards the inner, and they're just about at the fifth now. And Mr. Marlsbridge on the inside lands just in the lead from Castle Arch and Magic Tip, then Brown Barman, then Captain Parkhill, Royal Cacador on the outside, and then comes this way, and they're at the sixth. And that time Daviett touched down just in the lead, and Grand Cru fell towards the rear of the field. The next fence is an Apron Ditch. Mr. Marlsbridge on the inside from Castle Arch, Magic Tip and Daviett, and Mr. Marlsbridge landed in front. The faller there was Magic Tip, and Willie Watts refused, and Mr. Marlsbridge leads as we join Julian Wilson.
Mr. Marlsbridge still towards the inside with Castle Arch over that one. The two leaders over. Daviett's over in third. Cabot's quite close behind them towards the inside. On the wide outside is Royal Cacador as they come down towards the one before Beechers. Still Mr. Marlsbridge from Castle Arch. Just behind them on the inside is Blackwater Bridge. The leaders all over that. In fact, all of them all over that. Brown Barman jumps it last as they run down to Beechers. Mr. Marlsbridge from Castle Arch, Daviett on the outside, then Cabot and Blackwater Bridge, then Tough Nut Prince, then Captain Parkhill and Royal Cacador. And close behind those comes the original favourite Hot Tomato as they jump Beechers. And the leaders all over. A bad mistake by Daviett, an amazing recovery by Daviett's rider, but they're all over Beechers and running down to the 11th fence. It'll be the 23rd in the Grand National. Mr. Marlsbridge still from Castle Arch in second, then Blackwater Bridge. Then Cabot, a mistake there by Hot Tomato. Behind those is Tough Nut Prince and Royal Cacador. Then the bottom weight this way. Behind that is Captain Parkhill, then Cedar's Daughter and Daviett. Then a gap back to Brown Barman. Those are the only ones left as the leaders face up to the canal turn. Mr. Marlsbridge over from Blackwater Bridge over second. In third is Castle Arch. A faller there was Tough Nut Prince. Tough Nut Prince down at the canal turn as they race to Valentine's. Now it's Blackwater Bridge who leads from Mr. Marlsbridge, then Castle Arch, then Cabot, then Hot Tomato. Behind those is Royal Cacador and this way, then Captain Parkhill and Cedar's Daughter and Daviett as we rejoin John Hanmer.
They've got 5 to jump, and it's Blackwater Bridge and Mr. Marlsbridge from Castle Arch who fell. Hot Tomato made a mistake, Captain Parkhill has fallen, and they've got 4 to jump. It's Mr. Marlsbridge from Blackwater Bridge, Cabot, Hot Tomato, Royal Cacador, and this way, and they've jumped the last ditch with Mr. Marlsbridge just showing in front from Blackwater Bridge and Cabot, then Hot Tomato, Royal Cacador, Cedar's Daughter's refused, Daviett has fallen, and at the third last, and Blackwater Bridge landed just in the lead from Mr. Marlsbridge, then Cabot, Royal Cacador, Hot Tomato, and then comes this way, and they're well clear of anything else, and as they go across the Melling Road, it's Mr. Marlsbridge from Blackwater Bridge and over to Peter O'Sullivan.
Yes, and these are the only 6 left in it. Mr. Marlsbridge from Blackwater Bridge. This way improving into third. Right up with him is Hot Tomato, Cabo on the inside, and then Royal Cacador. These are virtually the only 6 now, with 2 fences left to jump in the Topham Trophy. Mr. Marlsbridge in the lead from Blackwater Bridge. Just in behind them come Clive Candy on this way. Clive trying to win his first ever race at Aintree. Just in behind them come Hot Tomato, and then Cabo. Behind Cabo is Royal Cacador. Just these 6 left in it now as they come to the penultimate fence now in the Topham Trophy. Mr. Marlsbridge and Blackwater Bridge, there's a little between them. They land in unison. Mr. Marlsbridge from Blackwater Bridge, then this way, then comes Hot Tomato, then Cabo, then Royal Cacador. Coming to the final fence now, Mr. Marlsbridge being pressed still by Blackwater Bridge. Then comes this way, Cabo, behind Cabo, Hot Tomato, and over the last it was Mr. Marlsbridge in the lead from Blackwater Bridge, and then comes this way, then Hot Tomato and Cabo racing towards the elbow now. Mr. Marlsbridge from Blackwater Bridge. Hot Tomato is finishing well, then comes Cabo in this way, and Royal Cacador at the elbow. They've got over a furlong to run now in the Topham, and it's still Mr. Marlsbridge from Blackwater Bridge this way, coming there on the stand side, but it's Mr. Marlsbridge from Blackwater Bridge, and this way as they race into the final 100 yards. Mr. Marlsbridge from this way, who's moving into second on the near side, Blackwater Bridge on the far side. Mr. Marlsbridge is going to win it, and at the line Mr. Marlsbridge wins the Topham Trophy. Blackwater Bridge has just hung on to be second from this way. In fourth was Hot Tomato, and behind them Cabo, and then Royal Cacador, and then you've got to look furlong behind to find Brown Barman, the only other finisher. And so the result of the Topham Trophy is first, number 5, Mr. Marlsbridge, owned by Mr. John Rose, trained by David Gandolfo, ridden by Paul Barton. Second was number 11, Blackwater Bridge, owned by Mrs. B. Carney, trained by Fred Rymel and ridden by Mr. Eddie Woods. And third was number 19, This Way, owned by Mrs. Harriet George, trained by John George and ridden by Clive Candy. Fourth was number 1, Hot Tomato.